You're watching Global Bike Buzz, and today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about adventure touring motorcycles of the new year, the 2026 CFMoto 800MT. This is the model that's been making waves across global markets for its mix of performance, affordability, and that modern adventure bike edge. So sit back, relax, and let's take a detailed tour of everything this bike brings to the table. From the moment you first see it in the flesh, the 800MT has a presence that feels bolder and more refined than previous years. The front end is where the drama begins. A wide, high-set LED headlamp cluster dominates the face, flanked by sharp running lights that give it a signature glow, day or night. The integrated windshield is adjustable, offering both low and high positions depending on rider preference. When you stand in front of the bike, it has that confident stare, almost like it's staring the open road. There's an intentional balance of utility and sophistication, as CFMoto clearly designed this to compete against bigger, more expensive European rivals without looking like a budget option. Shifting your gaze to the side, the flowing profile really comes to life. The fuel tank has those sculpted wings that not only look muscular but also serve the practical purpose of deflecting air away from the rider at highway speeds. The fairing panels fit tightly with almost no excess plastic, which gives it a premium look. You'll notice the tubular steel frame peeking through in sections, adding a rugged undertone. The seat height is set at a level that strikes a balance between accessibility and authority. You can flat-foot it if you're of average height, but it also gives taller riders a commanding posture. The side profile also highlights the dual-purpose tires and the spoked wheels that reinforce its off-road credibility. And those side cases? They're optional, but the bike is built to accommodate them seamlessly, making it adventure-ready straight out of the showroom. Walking around to the back, the bike maintains a sleek, modern aesthetic. The tail tapers up just enough to look sporty while remaining practical for luggage or a passenger. The LED tail light is slim, bright, and well integrated under the pillion seat, while the rear indicators are positioned far enough out for good visibility without looking clunky. The exhaust is tucked neatly to the side, mid-mounted with a stainless finish that looks both premium and rugged. Even the license plate holder doesn't look like an afterthought. It flows with the bodywork rather than sticking out awkwardly. Overall, from every angle, the 2026 800MT communicates that it's not just another adventure bike, it's one that wants to play in the premium league. Now, as striking as the exterior is, what makes or breaks a bike like this is the engine and how it puts down power. The heart of the 800MT is a liquid-cooled 799cc parallel twin, derived from the same architecture CFMoto co-developed with KTM. This is no small detail. It means you're getting an engine with a proven pedigree, one that's been refined for smoothness, reliability, and adaptability. It produces around 95 horsepower and 75 Nm of torque, which in real-world riding is plenty for both highway cruising and spirited off-road adventures. Thanks to its 270-degree crankshaft, the engine has a characterful growl, something more akin to a V-twin in its delivery, and it avoids the flat, boring feel some parallel twins can have. The fueling is managed by a ride-by-wire throttle system that allows for multiple rider modes, letting you switch between a gentler map for wet or slippery conditions, a touring map for long-distance comfort, and a full-power sport mode for when you really want to open it up. In terms of performance, the 800MT feels remarkably well-balanced. Acceleration is strong without being intimidating, making it equally enjoyable for seasoned riders and those stepping up to a larger displacement for the first time. Around town, the torque curve makes it easy to ride smoothly without constantly working the gearbox. On highways, it sits comfortably at high speeds with enough in reserve for effortless overtakes. Out on twisty roads, the bike's chassis really shines. The combination of the steel frame and adjustable cab suspension gives it agility you don't always expect from an adventure touring machine. Up front, you've got 43mm upside-down forks with rebound and compression adjustment, while the rear monoshock is preload adjustable. This means you can dial in the suspension whether you're riding solo, two-up, or fully loaded with gear. The braking system inspires confidence too, with dual 320mm discs up front paired with 4-piston calipers, and a 260mm disc at the rear. The brakes are sharp but progressive, and the inclusion of cornering ABS ensures that even in sudden stops or on slippery surfaces, you maintain control. The traction control system can be toggled depending on whether you're on tarmac or venturing off-road, where you might want a little more wheel slip. In off-road scenarios, The 800 mount surprises with how planted it feels. It's not a hardcore dirt bike by any stretch, but it can handle gravel roads, light trails, and uneven terrain with composure. The standing ergonomics feel natural, with handlebars positioned for easy reach and a tank shape that allows for stable grip with your knees. Comfort is another strong point. The seat is broad and well padded, providing comfort for long stints in the saddle. The windscreen in its higher position cuts wind blast effectively, and the wide handlebars give you leverage without straining your wrists. Even the pillion accommodation is well thought out, with a decent-sized seat and solid grab rails. On long rides, details like cruise control and heated grips are both available depending on trim and make the journey that much more enjoyable. The TFT display is crisp and easy to read in all lighting conditions, offering Bluetooth connectivity for navigation and calls, along with customizable layouts to show you exactly what you want at a glance. Pricing is where the 800 mount really starts to turn heads. While exact numbers vary by market, historically this model has been priced significantly lower than rivals offering similar features. In markets like Europe, expect it to land between A-9,000 and A-10,000 depending on trim and accessories, while in the US it's likely to hover around the $9,500 mark. In Asia and emerging markets, the competitive pricing makes it even more attractive, often coming in at thousands less than comparable Japanese or European machines. Considering the level of equipment, the engine performance, and the overall build quality, the value proposition is hard to ignore. CFMoto has been steadily building its reputation, and with this 2026 update, the 800 mount feels less like a challenger and more like a serious contender in the adventure touring class. Wrapping it all up, the 2026 CFMoto 800 mount stands out as one of the most compelling midweight adventure bikes on the market right now. It combines stylish looks, a robust engine with real character, capable handling, modern electronics, and comfort features that make it suitable for both weekend fun and serious touring. But perhaps the most impressive part is how CFMoto manages to package all of this at a price point that makes it accessible to a wider range of riders. If you're considering stepping into the adventure segment, or even if you're a veteran looking for a versatile, well-rounded machine without the premium price tag, this bike absolutely deserves a test ride. That's my deep dive into the 2026 CFMoto 800 mount here on Global Bike Buzz. If you've got questions about how it compares to direct competitors like the Yamaha T8 copyright 10 copyright R8 copyright 700, KTM 790 Adventure, or even Triumph's Tiger 850, leave them in the comments.